Okay, we're back again. We've got about an hour and a half, and I gotta hit the sack. Gotta get up at like between 3 and 4 tomorrow, so I'm just trying to keep awake. I don't want to go to sleep too soon. I'm baked. But okay, let's just get this show on the road. Okay, let's kill that. See, my last stream, my machine kind of died, but the stream was still going apparently because it caught the everything up until I shut the machine down. Okay, let's get this going here. Okay, there's YouTube. Everything up until I shut the machine down. What the hell? Okay, let's go here. There's YouTube. Give me a sec. It's gonna refresh this. Why is there no? Oh, what the hell? OBS just had a picture. Like, fuck this thing. Give me a sec. Snow runner. Oh, what the hell? There we go. OBS just had a picture. Like, this thing. Give me a sec. Look, I was just looking at a picture in OBS, and then OBS just had a picture. Like, there we go. Give me a sec. Still not seeing it on YouTube. It flashes and then disappears. Okay. Oh no, there it is. Weird stuff. OBS seems to be having some strange issues. Okay, so I must. One of my other streams must be. Give me a sec. Weird stuff. OBS seems to be having some strange issues. Okay, so I must. One of my other streams must be. Give me a sec. Here it is. Found it. BitChute. No, it's still. Oh, there we go. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Check out Odyssey. There. Subnautica Part 4. What the? What is going on? Let's see if I can change that. Edit live stream details. Come on. Huh. It did this once before too. Let's go back to my channel. Refresh. Okay, now it's got the right. What the? Maybe it's Odyssey that's having issues. Or my Brave browser here. Okay, come on, refresh. Live stream. Chat. Yeah, there's something. Odyssey is so flaky. Confirming. Well, we'll just do without. Or will we? Fuck that. Here, I can do it. Oh, there it goes. Wow. Okay, so that's not up. Okay. That's just not good. I wonder if the browser cache needs to be cleared or something. Anyway. I mean, after it crashed, it probably left some orphans behind that are causing issues. Okay. We are back in, finally. Why is there always problems? Why is the rum always gone? Alright. So we're working down some of the last jobs on the Scandinavian maps here. I thought about playing Subnautica Below Zero, but maybe because I'm sleepy. This feels like more, I don't know. Fits my mood better, I guess. It's taking a long time to load, too. Maybe there's an issue. Every once in a blue moon, I start up Steam and things are a little screwy, and then I have to sometimes restart Steam fixes it. Every once in a blue moon, restarting the computer fixes it, but usually it's Steam. But I don't know. I think we're okay. Things seem to be in here. Okay, I think I have to do all of these stupid things. Is there anything in here? Whoops. Yeah, these don't do really much for me. This will get me towards that extra warehouse. Although, I mean, by then I'll have all the jobs done, so what's the point? What? Wow, this movie star is a real pain in the ass. Let's see where he wants this to go. This will determine which gate we use. Okay, so the one on the side is probably the best one to use. Although it really doesn't matter a whole lot because we're going down this paved road is really decent. So I guess either one of them works. Let's see which one's closer. Oh, that one's going to be a pain in the ass to get to, and that one's also they're just about as far away. All right. Don't want to go all that way, so let's find a way to turn around here. And head back down the mountain. That is not a fun way to go. This shit here is all broken up and annoying, so let's go this way. And sure, we'll go. Oops, fuck, I hate that. Wrong button. Which way? They were about the same, weren't they? Yeah, okay, we'll just go this way. Looks like I could use some fuel, so I'm going to I'm going to steal some fuel from their little trailer here if I can. Yes. Then I'm going to steal some from the scout. Oops, back there. Fracture. Alright. Now, can we turn around? Is there a road off that way? Can I go around? That's probably not a good way to go. I wonder if I can go around the buildings here. Looks like they got got some cement and shit over there. Alright, let's just see if we can turn here. Probably can't. This guy doesn't turn very sharp. And we're good. Most of this is downhill, so this should be okay. And I remember this snowbank up here is nice and firm, unlike the little road down there, which is total shit. I think I've gone north up here too, above the rocks a little bit here, without any issues before. But, kind of looks like we're doing okay. Nice and fast so far. I haven't got hung up on anything yet. Movie stars, like this guy's all important or something. I mean, basically they're just people that are paid to make believe. To lie. I mean, really. That's what they are. I don't know why people go so crazy over them. They're just people. They're just people playing make-believe. Whether or not they're good at it, I mean, that doesn't mean we should be listening to anything they have to say like they have some kind of credibility because they're good at making people believe in things that aren't real. I mean, right there is a good reason not to listen to something an actor says, a movie star. Doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about, but I think a lot of people just like to listen to them because they're a movie star. And I think that's not wise. Just like people like to listen to people in positions of authority. I don't know if like to listen to is the right term. Maybe they like to, they tend to believe what people in positions of authority say, but that being in that position doesn't mean that they know what they're doing or that they have your best interest in heart, or but nobody thinks of these things. There's not a lot of critical thinking anymore, or I mean, it's just, you know, nobody thinks about it. It's just the way it is. It's somebody's in authority, you just automatically, they must know what they're talking about. They have to be believed. So, I still see people to this day wearing masks. And those things don't help. If anything, they hurt. They hold in, like, we breathe out a lot of shit on purpose. It's part of our immune system. It's part of the way our body works. I mean, we even sweat out bad stuff. Anything that comes out of us can have bad shit in it because our body's getting rid of it. and that includes our breath. And when you've got a mask holding, a nice hot humid mask where bacteria and fungus and things that we breathe out can live, and some of these people, I think they wear these things 24/7, and they think they're being, and they always look terrible. I was gonna say they think they're being healthy and safe, but they always look terrible. The best that a mask will do, if you're sick, is prevent you from like those little bits of spittle from getting on somebody else or something. Maybe. That's about it. If you work somewhere where you have to wear a mask because there's stuff in the air, yeah, okay, that'll protect you from filling your lungs with sawdust or coal dust or whatever kind of shit that might be floating in the air. Surgeons wear them because again, just protects when they get the patient open. That's right past the immune system, right into their bodies, and you don't want to be accidentally dropping a bit of spittle in there that has all kinds of who knows what in it, which again, your masks hold in. But yeah, wearing them all the time, like even on the box, it'll say stops 95% of viruses, or was it 97? I think it was 97. No, not viruses. Stops 95 to 97% of bacteria. And a bacteria is, from their own information, massively bigger than a virus. It's like a bacteria is the size of a house and a virus is the size of an ant. So if 5 to 7% of houses are getting through your net, don't you think all the ants are going to be able to get through it? Like, they do not help at all with anything that size. Hell, you can blow smoke through a mask, and the smallest a smoke particle can be is twice the size of a virus. That's the smallest a smoke particle can be. Oh, what the? Caught it. God, these fucking signs, barricades, just do the weirdest thing. At least we didn't go over there. But yeah, if you're wearing masks all the time because you think it's keeping you safe, maybe do a little homework, because it isn't. You've been lied to. Even Anthony Fauci at the beginning of the virus thing said COVID. Somebody was asking if people should be wearing masks, and he laughed and said, no, they're not going to help you at all. They weren't going to do anything. And then within like 2 weeks, he changed his tone and said, yeah, everybody needs to be wearing masks, because he works for the pharmaceutical companies and they want to make money, and masks make people sick. If everybody was healthy, they'd go out of business. Which, by the way, is exactly what was going on in the 70s. Oh, you're going to be out like that, are you? I got that airplane by this thing and I can't get... Oh, cool. I just noticed that little insert there in the middle. These trailers, right? These things pop out to give you more room inside. It actually moves in and out independent of the trailer. That's interesting. Are we gonna go flying through the air again here? Oh, that's making me nervous. Just fall off already, you piece of shit. Oh, fuck these stupid... You gotta be fucking kidding me. There we go. Oh my god. Yes, in the 70s, the drug companies were losing money massively because the FDA and whatnot required them to go through tons of testing before putting drugs on the market. Tons. And people were very healthy and weren't needing their drugs. Okay, so we just need to go all the way down the highway. to, looks like here. I think I'll have enough gas to get there. Although I'll be really close to home, I could probably just pop in and refuel. So then Anthony Fauci came along and invented AIDS and HIV. I believe this. I've seen doctors talking about this. Again, you know, people who had everything to lose and did talking about this kind of stuff. But basically HIV, if it exists, is in most of the human population apparently. And AIDS is simply, if your immune system is depressed, it's not working properly, bacteria and things can get at you easier, that's called AIDS. It's a condition. And what was going on in the 80s, the gays in a lot of cities like San Francisco and stuff were using a drug. I can't remember what it was, but wait. Where are we here? Wrong way. That's where we are. Oh, I'm not going close to home. This is the other map. Alright, whatever. Ah, fucking stupid. Anyway, we can turn here. They were using a drug, which apparently gave them better orgasms, and also totally fucked up their immune system over time. And so they would develop AIDS, the condition AIDS, right? Because their immune system was super depressed. And Anthony Fauci came along and said, oh, this is due to this virus that they got from monkeys in Africa or something, because they were screwing monkeys over there. I don't know. And it just got passed along between all these homosexuals, and this is what it is, and oh, but we have all these wonderful drugs and things, and they made a huge, like, fear, scare thing in the public about, you know, AIDS, and you can catch it, and the drug companies made a fair amount of money on this, and because I mean, there are accounts of people who take, say, meth or something like that, really hardcore drugs, who get AIDS, but they weren't having sex with anybody, they didn't have contact with anybody with AIDS, and yet somehow they got AIDS. Well, again, it's because the drugs fucked up their systems and fucked their immune system, and now they're catching every disease you can catch when they come in contact with it. Or, I mean, we're full of stuff anyway. There's lots of pathogens in us, so there's a constant war going on. And if your immune system is compromised, well, then you're going to get screwed. And that's what happens. So, yeah, that's all a fraud. I'm convinced of that. And it works so well, this formula, that they kept on doing it. They came up with these things, and then of course they always try and come up with things like SARS and hantavirus and COVID and Ebola and whatever else they can, and put these scares into the public and get them to, you know, take more drugs, take this, take that, and they make billions on this, billions. They have a huge vested interest in this, and they lobby the government and media and everything to scaremonger the hell out of whatever it is to get people to believe and take their snake oil. I mean, when was the last time you heard of them curing anything? I mean, really. Polio, I think, and that, I've seen proof that that was a fake too. Polio cases were dropping, drastically dropping, from like the 1800s, whenever they started tracking it, the cases. Right up until the 1950s, it was like a 45 or 50 degree angle down, and the assumption was that was due to increased standard of living, so people were living better, healthier, and weren't getting sick with whatever polio is. And then these guys came along right in the 50s, right at the tail end, developed a vaccine and vaccinated people, and then you can see the graph doesn't change. The slope didn't get sharper. It wasn't like the polio suddenly wiped it out and it just disappeared. It kept declining at the exact same rate that it had been doing for like decades since they started tracking it. So I think the chances are extremely high that that's just another snake oil bullshit. They took advantage of the fact that this disease was being wiped out and made up this polio vaccine and said, oh, this is what we did it. We cured something. But I think that was a fake. And again, that's probably the last time I've ever heard of Big Pharma curing anything. Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. And when there is stuff that cures things, they jump all over it and try and regulate it and keep people from using it. You know, like ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. Or, is there fuel in there? There is. Excellent. And yeah, because they don't want people being healthy. You know, they demonized eggs and red meats and things that are really good for you. Cholesterol. Believe it or not, we need that cholesterol. I saw a cardiac surgeon talking about that. It's sugar that's fucking up our arteries. I think they said adults can absorb about 3 grams of sugar at once. The rest of it just goes into your bloodstream and apparently roughs everything up. Roughs up the walls, and then it makes it so cholesterol can stick to it. But it's cholesterol you need. Like you were saying, they got these people taking these drugs, cutting back on these cholesterols, which they need. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, no. I think the neighbors in the cul-de-sac here are having a party, so there's all these cars and shit parking everywhere. Yeah, so you need the cholesterol. Wait a minute. Where are we at? Get back there. That is not what I want. This is... Yeah, I needed all this anyway, didn't I? So let's just do that. Cargo containers and wooden planks. So when you cut out all this cholesterol, it's not good for us. When you take these drugs, it's not good for you. Cable car. 2 cargo containers. That'll be a 4. Oh, I could take that right now. This guy needs some fuel. But yeah, basically it's just sugar. You cut out the sugar, or excess sugar anyway. That includes carbs, breads and cereals and stuff. You cut down on that massively and your heart problems will probably go a long ways to preventing stuff from like that from happening. I don't suppose you have wooden planks here too, eh? No. Oh. Oh, wait, how do we get there? Alright, same thing all the way around. But yeah, do you think they'll say anything about that? I mean, they don't make any money if people stop eating sugar and start getting healthy. They want you to take their drugs. They make, like I said, there's billions, if not trillions now, of dollars at stake. And these people are amoral, psychopathic assholes who have no care in the world for anybody but themselves, literally. And yet people trust them, so... yeah. There's another thing. Oh, vegetable oils. Man, oh man, that stuff is super bad. I think I talked about that in one of the previous videos. Basically, you need a 1-to-1 ratio of omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6, because that's what our bodies are geared towards. There's little engines or furnaces in each cell called mitochondria. They create the energy for the cells. They use oxygen and whatnot and to make power, basically, for your cell. And they work best with a 1-to-1 ratio of those two fatty acids. So omega-3s. Ooh, big thunder outside. Jesus Christ, just out of the blue. Unless that was an explosion. What, that freaked me out. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, so 1-to-1 ratio. If you don't have... Okay, so yeah, omega-3s is generally animal fats. Omega-6 is the seed oils. And if you have that, if that ratio is out, the mitochondria don't work as well. So you lack energy, number one. Number two, you end up with free radicals floating around inside your cells. A free radical is an oxygen molecule that's not bound to anything. If things are working, the mitochondria and whatnot use those oxygen molecules to make energy, and when they're not, you end up with these free bits of oxygen bouncing around, and oxygen is an acid, and we need it, but you don't want it just freely bouncing around inside your cells. It causes damage, which causes premature aging, things like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, things like that. And if you heat vegetable oils, they get exponentially worse every time they're heated. And just think about French fries and stuff at these fast food places. They sit in a big pool of this vegetable oil. And there's no vegetables, by the way. It's just a marketing term they added. They're seed oils from plants from northern climates, basically rapeseed, canola, sunflower oil, that kind of thing. Flax, I think, too. But basically canola and sunflower, I think, are the two main ones. And yeah, it's extremely, extremely bad. And the ratio, because it's in everything we eat, not just like in your French fries at the fast food place. They add it. Just look. They go sugar, artificial ingredients, which are also bad for you, and vegetable oil. It's in everything. And like, why the hell is that? Like they add it to candies and stuff. Like that. You'll find it in really strange places. And I think that's done on purpose, because again, they want people to get sick so that you'll use their products and give them shitloads of money. But yeah, the ratio is now, it's like 1,000 or 10,000 to 1 or something. It was insane, whatever it was. It's way out. Like, so for every one omega-3, you've got like 1,000 to 10,000 omega-6 kind of idea. Not good. So going keto, or at least trying to really cut back on the carbs and the sugar, will help massively. Not to mention cancers like sugar and carbs. And I found, like, I used to be really, 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 really good at the medical stuff. I don't know why, it just kind of comes to me. I almost broke the record in high school for the highest mark ever. I wasn't even trying. But I never went into medicine because I just didn't want the responsibility. I hate hospitals and dealing with all that shit. But, and I mean, a lot of the people that I get this information from, that I've seen it from, are all experts, like bona fide, some of them award-winning experts who put their necks out and lost, like, their careers and everything to warn people. But, you know, just finding this information is next to impossible, because they censor the hell out of it, because they don't want people to know this. Some people have even been killed. The guy that invented the PCR test, he said it should never be used for what it's used for. He hated Anthony Fauci, said he was a fraud and everything. They killed him. He died just before. Okay, I don't know if they killed him, but it was very coincidental that he died just like the end of 2019, just before the whole COVID scam started. Like, what are the odds? Can I get in there? I think I can. Then there was a guy who was working on graphene oxide and various forms of it. And somebody sent him a vial of a vaccine and said, "Here, check this out. You should check this out. There's something strange going on or whatever. So he had access to an electron microscope because of the work he does, and he found these little fucking molecule-sized wafers. Actually, it's on my BitChute channel there. I kept a copy of the video. That were in the vaccine. He was like, what the fuck are these doing in here? This shouldn't be in here. Like, what is this? Again, this guy was a freaking expert on this stuff. And within, I think it was a week, he was beaten to death walking home from work. And then his wife put out a video about that. And but if you look him up now, what was his name? Novak or something? I can't remember now. If you look him up now, you'll find information stating that he did do this. He did put out a video about this, and that all of his stuff was debunked. And what else? That he died of natural causes, and that his wife verified that he died of natural causes. And I still have the video of his wife talking about it, his pregnant wife, talking about this shit, where she is not saying that. So, just, but nobody knows. Nobody will fucking ever know unless they go look for this stuff, and nobody does. And they go around and they scour the internet and they try and delete this information so people don't know. Okay, what do we got here? Wooden planks, 5 medium logs. Oh, perfect. So I need 2. I do not have a truck. This guy's got a log carrier, so he's not going to work. Do I have anybody else in the area who's got... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's not him. Shit. Yeah, it's a scout. Because there's this here I could pick up, but I thought... yeah, I moved that truck earlier. Alright, let's try this guy. Except he's got almost no fuel. Well, he's got 90%, but he's got nothing left in the... right? 2. Well, let's see if we can do it. Oh, maybe I can take a shortcut coming back and go through here instead of... Of course, I'll use more fuel doing that, too. That's a bit out of the way. Ooh, that's big, but also, well, maybe. Okay, let's see if we can... I assume I can come straight through there. Well, we'll worry about the rest of it when we get there. Has this guy got his suspension up? He did. But yeah, so, you know, I got a lot of this information from people like that who had everything to lose, so they're very credible. As opposed to people on the other side that you saw on TV all the time. Global news there had, locally here in Canada, had this dude that was always talking, this doctor or whatever. Turns out he's a fucking, he's a foot doctor, podiatrist. Talking about how, you know, oh, COVID this and COVID that, and get your shots, and they're safe and effective, and he's got tons of money. I mean, they're being given stuff to say what they're saying, and a lot of them weren't experts, or just barely there. Were these people, a lot of them were talking about this stuff on the other side, were experts, and were being shut down big time. So I mean, who do you believe? The people have everything to gain by telling us this shit. Plus there's stupid shit like, oh, it's, you know, if everybody doesn't have the vaccine, then it doesn't work or something. Which is bullshit. It either works or it doesn't, right? they're saying, yeah, but it mutates and stuff when people have it, and you know it's not safe. It mutates anyway, according to their own fucking information. Um, even before, okay, so this is how they say it works. They find the virus, and then they have to create the vaccine for the virus. But by the time they've done that, the virus is already mutated. Every time somebody gets it, it apparently mutates a lot. Most of the mutations are nothing burgers and just do nothing or die or whatever. But then every once in a while you get one that, you know, does, it's like, ooh, it's worse, it does something worse. But they're saying every single person this happens. So really, it takes weeks to make the vaccine, weeks to get it out, weeks to get everybody in and get injected. This is best case. And in that time, I mean, this virus would have mutated so much in so many different ways. It's like billions of times over. Is your vaccine, which was made for one specific virus, even still good? One type of the virus. So saying that, you know, the people, if they don't get it, the shots and stuff, they're, you know, it's like saying if everybody goes outside with an umbrella except one person, oh, then those other umbrellas don't work. You're all going to get wet. And the whole thing about being safe and effective, safe. People were dying after taking the shot within minutes, which kind of goes to what this guy was saying, the one guy that they killed in, I think he was in Austria. If you get one of the vaccines that has this graphene, it wasn't oxide, it was a derivative of it, some hexa something. It's basically very tiny, small wafers. Like these, we're talking like super microscopic, very, very, like you need an electron microscope to see this shit. So very small, but they're molecule thin razor blades that if you get this shot into your bloodstream, instead of like the shots are supposed to be in the muscle, but if they happen to get it right into a blood vessel, did I say blood? They're supposed to be in the muscle, right? But if they get into the blood vessel, some people were suddenly going into convulsions within minutes and dying. And he said, yeah, this is because this stuff's racing through your blood vessels, cutting up the walls, cutting up blood cells, causing all kinds of clotting to happen all over the fucking place, including in your brain, these people's brains. And then they have seizures and stuff, and they die. It made perfect fucking sense. No, we got here real quick. That was a good shortcut. No, there was just so much, and it explains these weird. Some of the corners were pulling these weird, long things out of people's blood vessels, which I'm pretty sure is clots, gigantic clots, all through their blood vessels. Where did we go here? Wind planks. Are there any in here? No cargo to load. Okay. So I need 2. That's 2 right there. This is a little bit of overkill, but don't matter. But yeah, I mean, I found all this stuff out. I was learning this stuff 2020. The end of 2019 into 2020. I knew what was going on, but I figured, you know, who cares? If nobody's going to believe me, right? Just like all these other guys who are actual experts. And if I say something, they'll just frickin' censor me or whatever, because they were going nutso on that. Yeah, let's go there. Just wondering, should I go through here to this road, or should I just come down here? What's easier? I think we'll go this way. And I wasn't overly worried because I thought, well, I'm not going to take it, so I don't care. And of course, then my work forced me to take one or lose my job. They gave me about 3 days to decide. It was the most stress I've ever dealt with in my entire fucking life. I was looking into quitting and getting a different job. I mean, I'm getting close to retirement. I lose my pension. which I've been working like 20 some years at this place. So that wasn't great. And then can I get a job, because the job market isn't great. And then I still have to pay off the house and stuff, so I was looking at moving, and it's like, where do you move? Everywhere was doing this shit. And even then you look into what's involved in getting into these other countries, and then there's the language issues, and it was just really bad. I didn't sleep barely at all those 3 days. I think I lost 5 pounds. I was losing a few pounds a day. Like, that's how stressed I was. It was unbelievable. I couldn't eat more than a spoonful or two of cereal in the morning, and it would feel like I had a 4-course meal and I was gonna throw up. It was just like too much. It was so weird. I knew that I had to eat something. I mean, obviously. It was really, really hard to do it. And yeah, I lost a lot of weight. But that wasn't fun. And then I discovered, then I thought, okay, I can't get away from this. Maybe what if I take it? Is there ways to nullify the shot? Like, what's in it? Blah, blah, blah. And what's in it? It was hard to say. They were saying a lot of the shots, some of them were placebos, because it's a big experiment, basically. Some of them, there was nothing in them. That's the placebo thing. Their test group. And then there's the ones that had the graphene and ones that had other things. Like, there was different things going on, stuff that was making people sort of magnetic. There was a lot of different information. Some of it was probably real, some of it wasn't. But the gist was, they're not all the same. But there was a few things that were, and kind of nailed it down to taking ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, vitamin C and D, zinc. What else was I doing? Zeolite. That's probably a big one, because that one will it attaches to heavy metals and things. Metals, I think, that have a negative charge. I can't really remember. These are metals that stay in you, by the way, heavy, like mercury and lead and shit. It'll pick it up and take it out of your body, basically, is what zeolite does. Which is good, because the graphene, that was one of its things. It has, I think it was a negative charge, but basically there was a good chance that this stuff could grab that as well and take it on out of your body. Otherwise, it just sits in there forever. Yeah, hurting you, killing you, whatever. Come on, dude. Zeolite you can get. There's if you go to the health stores and stuff, they sell it in like small bags and bottles and stuff. And they charge an arm and a leg for it, because it's been pulverized down to like a super small, so it crosses the blood-brain barrier and stuff and gets into areas. You can buy was it a 5-pound bag of this stuff from any greenhouse, or almost any greenhouse. It's used as food supplement too for livestock and whatever, because it helps in various ways to do certain things. It's non-toxic if you get the right stuff. I think the KM, I can't remember the name of the brand. They're based out of the States. And they have the purest form of the stuff, which is what you want, because like it bonds with bad metals, right? So if you buy some that has the bad metals already in it, best case it does nothing for you. It just swaps maybe one bad metal for another one before leaving your body, so you're still stuck with the crap. But if you get the ones that don't have that, the more pure stuff, that will pick up, the heavy metals and bullshit, take it out. It's a bit like eating sand. It's very, very powdery, but I wouldn't recommend eating it with a spoon. It's not pleasant. It doesn't take much either. I think it was, like a teaspoon a day or something. Something like that is probably good enough. I bought some gel capsules and whatever, and I fill those up, and it just makes it way easier. You can just swallow one of those, and Bob's your uncle. Don't have to deal with it. Otherwise, it just gets in. Yeah. The worst that it'll do to you is if you take a bunch of it, it can constipate you because it'll dry out your insides there, your colon and whatnot, and yeah, that's not good. You don't want that. But you have to eat a lot of it for that to happen, and that's as bad as it gets. So it's not dangerous. It's just kind of weird. And like I said, they give it to animals. They use it for plants. It's safe. But again, it's something you will never hear about because they censor that information, or it's very hard to find. And of course, there's always the thing that they try and make the people that talk about it sound like they're nuts. Like take the ivermectin, right? They're going, oh yuck, worm parasite stuff, worm preventer, and horse paste, and whatever. And they try and make it sound like, oh, it's just disgusting. Like, why would you want to take that? Were you crazy? But that's people have been finding that ivermectin and other antiparasitics kill cancer. All kinds of cancer, including skin cancer and stuff. And I've seen, there was a couple of things I've seen from different doctors talking about how some people have known for a while that cancer is basically just very, 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 very tiny parasites, intracellular parasites. They get into your cells, they start multiplying, they fuck your cells up, and then the cell bursts, and because they're growing in there, they're planting their eggs and shit. It's gross. But yeah, you take an antiparasitic, which doesn't do anything to you. It kills invertebrates, things without bones, like worms and parasites and stuff. But for us, it doesn't really do anything. Except it kills the parasites. So it was sort of like if you have a really bad infection, let's say a horse, okay? I mean, they're animals, we're animals, whatever. A horse has... Oh, I have to take this fucking idiot somewhere else. This movie star. I'm getting really sick of this movie star. If you have an animal who has a really heavy parasitic infection, and you give this to them, it can make things worse for a little bit, because when the parasites die, they'll release toxins and stuff, which can make the animal sicker. Short term, anyway. People in Africa have been using it forever, for decades. They used to get this thing called river blindness. There's a parasite in the rivers there. Just want to get this thing out of the way. Oh, great, that's in the way too. Fuck me. It's getting a real traffic jam going here. Anyway, they've been taking it there, over the counter. For decades. You can just buy it like aspirin. And they take it, and it keeps them safe from all these damn parasites. It's interesting too, because cancer levels in those places are also extremely low. Okay, let's put the differential lock on. Sometimes that helps. Fuck these stupid... Alright, this is probably good enough. Let's get this guy out of the way. I see a scout trailer over there, a fuel one. Let's just park this thing here. But yeah, so, I mean, it's perfectly safe. Nothing wrong with it. But I think it was Trump that started saying that use the hydroxychloroquine, which is basically, you can make it from lemon peel or grapefruit peel is actually better. That one you got to be a little more careful about. It can do some things to you, and it can interfere with other drugs, some other drugs. So you got to do some homework on that before you take it. It's generally safe. That's fine. You just don't. You gotta make sure that you're do some homework first to make sure it's good for you. And you can make your own. I made a tea. You can put a bunch of the peel in like a slow cooker with some water and stuff, and you cook that for a couple hours. And then you can freeze that and freeze the ice cubes, and you can use those. It's a little bittery, but I mean, it's like grapefruit, right? But it's not bad. And yeah, and then, but they were saying, because Trump, because his doctor told him to do it, take ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine during that thing. So he said that at some event or whatever, and then everybody was on hate for it. It was like, oh, because Trump said it, don't do it. That's terrible. It's bad for you. And they were banning it everywhere. It's still, I think, banned in a number of places. Hard to get. But I think they were freaking out because they didn't want people to start looking at that and realize, and start using it, because they're going to start getting better. A lot of things are going to start getting better. They make billions off of cancer, and if it came out that all you need to do is take some antiparasitics, that and the fact that they probably knew about this for a very long time and didn't tell anybody. And lots of people suffered and died, like my mom and many other people's family members and stuff. There would probably be a lot of very, very, very angry people. So yeah, I think they freaked out, and they were going on TV and stuff saying, oh, don't do it, it's bad for you, it's this, it's that, it's gross, it's whatever, and yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking now there's probably AI's going to be scouring through the net, and one of them's going to watch this video, and it's going to pick up on the words that I'm saying and the terms I'm talking about. And then these videos will get scrubbed or something. Yeah, should change the topic anyway. I always get onto these things. It's kind of always there under the skin because I'm aware of what's going on, and I'm not the tinfoil hat wearing type. Although I don't know about tinfoil, but there's something to be said for that too. Is this? Yeah. Okay. It's just a fluke. I put that there. I was thinking, am I supposed to go that way? The EMF stuff isn't great for us either. Depends. Well, here's something to think about. They have like 4G and 5G and 6G and whatnot. The higher they get with that, the more closer it is to microwaves. And microwaves cook things, right? There's already been studies and stuff that show that if you use your phone a lot, like up near your head, or any... I knew that was going to happen. At least it wasn't the vehicle taking damage. I knew that damn movie star is just taking a ride inside his trailer, if he's in there. Huh. I just totally forgot what I was saying. Nah, whatever. No! Oh, I got off lucky there. Those railings can really fuck you up bad. I've had those things, I barely touch them sometimes, and they just bang, a tire's gone. It's like, eesh. Looks like I've got a spare on this one though, so that's good. Still. Maybe it's better I forgot what I was talking about. I wanted to change the subject anyway. Let's turn off the engine. What's next? I wonder if this one's got one of those little scout fuel trailers. All these sites seem to have. I don't see anything anywhere. Nope, that one doesn't seem to have. Service spare parts, metal beams. What do we got here? Service spare parts. The metal beams will have to be from the other map. Alright, there's no trailers here I can use. One of these guys a little smaller than the others. Oh, they got two of these here. Let's take this one. Assuming I can get out of here. Yeah, I don't think you can get over this particular little track. I think there's something about it. It's not a normal track. It's something else. Oh yeah, I emptied that one already. Does this guy have beacons? No. Got about half hour left. I don't know, we're gonna get close to completing this map. I still have to grab all the vehicles and trailers and such at the end, but which can take a while too. I think I've used up. Actually, what am I doing? I can repair. Let's just see. Refuel. Okay, nothing there. Trunk supplies. There you go. Got some stuff on the roof there. Now let's see, change the subject. I've got to paint my front calipers. And I've been talking about this before. I've got, where are we? This isn't, I'm pretty sure that's not, no. This is the one here I'm looking for. G2 two-stage epoxy caliper paint, I think is what it is. I got red. My rears are red, so the fronts will be red too. So the rears are powder coated. The fronts, to get them powder coated, I'd have to take them all apart and replace parts and stuff, and they're brand new. I don't want to do that. So I found this other stuff, this G2 stuff. Go here. So I'm going to try that, and I was just reading the instructions today. I was in the garage earlier, and it says it has a lifetime warranty, like for as long as I own the car, kind of thing. If any of the paint chips and I can prove of purchase, they'll refund my money or something like that. Like that's crazy. I can't see this stuff lasting that long. I mean, that's, you know, that's a long time. I guess maybe they figure most people wouldn't keep their vehicles long enough for stuff to happen, but who knows? Come on, you piece of crap. Let's go. You can pull it up there. There we go. But it's interesting. So that's what I'm going to be painting them with. Service spare parts. Yes, that's what I need. 2 of those. Oh, I only needed 1. One. This giant fucking thing for one little... This thing would be better for the 2 metal beams, but that's on the other map. I'll probably just grab a different vehicle for that. I know you're thinking I could just go across the bridge there, but you can't. There's an invisible wall when you get to that middle piece that kind of goes up higher. I tried, and you basically just end up driving up a ramp and standing on your ass with your nose in the air, so... No way through there. Oh, I should have went high. Oh, whatever. It seems to be working okay. So yeah, I gotta paint that. I gotta do it quick, because it hardens within 2 hours, I think it said. It's a one-time use thing. I have to mix the paint and epoxy stuff together. I think it says you mix it for 5 minutes, let it sit for 5, something like that, and then you can start painting, and you have to tape off anything you don't want to done, which is basically the rubber parts, the bleed screws, things like that. Anywhere where there's threads, you want to put paint on the threads. I'm hoping it's not too watery. I mean, it has to be somewhat watery to get a nice flat finish. I'm really gonna go anal when I'm on doing the taping, because you don't want that inside the threads. Although I do have a dye and tap kit, so I can clean out the threads if I get any in there. But yeah, this stuff sounds scary. If they're willing to give a lifetime warranty on never having any chips. My old calipers I painted with, they were new about 13 years ago, and I replaced them. I used Duplicolor caliper paint, ceramic caliper paint, and it's all cracking and chipping and looks not good. I mean, it's been like, you know, over a decade, but that's what I mean. I can't see this not doing it. Even my wife, she's got a GTI with powder-coated red calipers it came with, and they've lasted really, really good, but even they have a few chips. I was actually thinking of using some of this stuff that I've got on her calipers where I can see the chips, just to kind of touch it up to protect the metal. Because whatever it is they're using on the roads, not good. Eating metal like crazy here in winter. Just have a look around to see where I need to go to turn around and stuff. Woohoo! There you go, one whole box. Brought a giant trailer. Whoops. Okay, I didn't know these pieces moved. Just want to get this guy out of the way. I'm going to take him up on the road and park him off the side. But yeah, after I paint the new ones, then I gotta take the old ones off and stuff. I've got 2 weeks of vacation coming up, so I'll be doing that during that. Shouldn't be as difficult as my rears. My rears were... There was a lot of corrosion back there. It took me 2 to 3 days just to get all the bolts out. Because some of them were in there good, like really good. The thing that really helped there was I bought a blowtorch, a really hot one, and I cooked the hell out of those bolts from both ends and tapped it with a hammer and penetrating oils and things. But yeah, the torch I think did the most to get them out, which is good. Okay, so I need 4. Okay, where's I need to go? I suppose here doesn't matter, so either entrance will get me there, no problemo. Oops. Damn it. So wait. Was it off-road a lot? Yeah, there's a little bit of off-roadiness here. The truck I'm considering bringing, this guy here, although I have to turn him around somehow. You know what? Why not? This poor truck is like the worst truck in the game. He's got no 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Oh, he only has a 3. Shit, so he's not gonna work. I thought he had a 6er trailer, but it's only a 3. Alright, buddy. You're gonna sit this one out. I think I'll just grab another truck. So I don't need anything special. Although this guy's quite capable. Just wondering about the trailer I want to bring. So I can do this and grab a 2 trailer. Yeah, what the hell? Let's do that. Now, does he have any extra add-ons for fuel and stuff? No. That's it. That's 3, but it comes with... Oh, but I need a saddle for that one I don't have. Alright. So we will just bring... Christ, he turns quick. I'm not used to that. A lot of these trucks you gotta start turning early because it takes that long to turn the wheel. And him, just like zink, he's there. Oh, I hate these things. Every time you leave the map and then come back, all this stuff gets reset. So as long as I'm here, like after I've run into those guys, they'll just disappear. They won't be there the next come. Like if I come back this way, they'll probably be gone. But if I go to a truck on the other map and then come back here, they'll be back. Middle beams, I need 2. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just head south there. I think it was just as far either way. I was half expecting a tire problem there. So it seems some vehicles are more prone to it than others. It must be a setting or something. Or maybe the type of tires. I don't know, whatever it is, some vehicles tend to take damage a lot more easily than others. Even just going down the road like this. I'll be going along and there'll be like some invisible rock or something, bang. You take some tire and suspension damage, or it's weird. Oh yeah, those little barricades were gone, weren't they? Yeah. But now that I'm going to be leaving this map, these will all be reset. That's kind of annoying. What isn't annoying is if there's areas like mud pits, the more you go through them, the worse they get. They get really ripped up. But if you leave the map and come back, they get reset. Unless you have a truck or a trailer that you own that's parked within a certain distance of it. It tends to remember then. And yeah, things will still remain all ripped to shit. There was one map, this was before I realized this, that had that. There was a really bad area. It was ripped up like massively from all the traffic because a lot of stuff had to go through that area. And it was because what was it? There was a repair trailer that I'd grabbed that was right there, and I just left it there because I thought, well, it'll come in handy, right, for repairing stuff as I'm going by, and it did. But yeah, the road was so extremely bad. It was nasty. But once I figured that out, and I took that trailer out of there and left and came back in the map, and that whole area was still bad, but not near as bad. It reset everything. It was great. These games are kind of interesting from a technical point of view, like the mud tracks and how, you know, it remembers, like where's it saving that, how's it saving that, how's that work. Sometimes even like sticks and trees and stuff, I'll see the same thing it seems to remember again sometimes. If you, I guess if you have a vehicle in the area or something. It's interesting. Might trail through the woods somewhere. The tracks will remain there for a while. Yeah, it's just interesting. Lots of games remove that, like MechWarrior, right? When you're traveling along, you leave footsteps behind, but they only last for, you know, a couple 100 meters or something, and then they just disappear. So as you're walking behind somebody, you see his footsteps, and they just disappear over time. So the game doesn't have to remember that. They put a lot of resources into that, but this one does, so it's kind of interesting. Oh, and I discovered there's a new company, a new video card company. Oh, fuck, what the hell? I can't remember the name of the company, but the card they're making is called the Zeus. So if you look up the Zeus video card, you'll find it. They won't have gaming cards available for a few years, but it wasn't that bad, like maybe 28, 29, 2028, 2029. They might have, in the beginning they're going to focus on like game developers and people who use like stuff like Blender and whatnot. But yeah, their cards are built different from the ground up. They're more geared towards ray tracing. I guess it's kind of an add-in to cards, current cards like NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. Everything's based on rasterization, which is an older way of doing stuff, and then we're here already. And then the new ways of doing things are sort of added in. These guys are building their cards from the ground up to do the new stuff. So it might have issues running older games and stuff, but for future they're going to be like really well placed. Plus, and this is a big one, you can, just like your computer, you can change the RAM on your card. Like the guy was saying, I saw a video he was talking about it. You know, if you want 8 or 48 gig or whatever the hell you want, you just add that RAM. You change the RAM yourself. There's slots on the card. There's the cache, which it comes with. And there was something to do, they're using RISC processors and I don't know, stuff that might make the cards cheaper too in the long run than your current NVIDIA cards, and cooler, way cooler. Like the guy that owns the company was saying, he had I can't remember, it wasn't like a current NVIDIA, but it was one of the recent ones, card that caught fire on him at a conference or something he was at. He had this game conference or something. Is this it here? Warehouse access, awesome. Time is it? I got 10 minutes. Where's this garbage? There's some there. Are they both there, or is it just one? One. Oh, it's not going to do this thing where I have to do them one at a time, is it? Yeah, it must be. So after I pick this one up, then it'll show me where the second one is. That blows. I'd rather grab them both. It'd probably take me just as long to look around the fucking map as it would what kind of a site is this? Oh, it's just kind of off in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Well, okay, well, I need a truck with 2 spaces and a crane. What do we got here? Oh, perfect. 2 spaces in that trailer and a crane. Now, oh, that's awesome. So it's just down here. Oops. That is supposed to... There we go. But yeah, the ability to change the RAM on your card is huge. I've seen videos of guys trying to do it. Like they rip their card apart basically. They have to unsolder the existing RAM and put new ones on that they have to buy, and it is extremely difficult to do. Damn you. Having it in all-wheel drive would help. But yeah, so they were showing before and afters with like slightly older NVIDIA cards running games like Cyberpunk. Jesus Christ, this thing's fucking low end. And yeah, so they doubled the RAM, and it made a huge difference in the quality of the game. Like huge difference. So if if you can up the RAM on your card, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. It increases the longevity of the card, that's for sure. But of course, those companies aren't going to like that because they want you to go and buy a brand new card for $5,000 or whatever the fuck it costs. Crazy times. But yeah, it was very interesting to me. I thought that was very cool. And there hasn't been a new card maker for a long time. Intel recently trying to get into the market and not doing very well at it either. Well, I've heard mixed stuff about their cards. I think, and he didn't say this, he wouldn't say, but I think he's using some AMD chips on his card. So he might be partnering with them a little bit, but he wouldn't say. But that's okay. I prefer AMD over Intel and NVIDIA. I used to like NVIDIA, not so much anymore. Bunch of greedy fucks. Not to mention they're focusing on those AI centers now. Although AMD is now, I think, also doing that. But that's where the money is, I guess. Alright, let's see if we can... So this doesn't have to be perfect. Good enough. Restore the crane, pack the cargo. There we go. Alright, where are we going? Tempted to go to this repair center. Oh, there's repair parts right here, so let's pop in there, then down here, and then here. So I'll definitely be watching those guys. Let's see what comes up from that. Hopefully they offer decent Linux support. It's one of the reasons, one of the other reasons, Jesus Christ, this stupid truck. One of the other reasons I went with, I guess you don't know that, I went with AMD for my system. The motherboard, CPU, video card, all that stuff, because they have a little more, they're more friendly towards the open source stuff and Linux. Oh, and they're cheaper. Well, their processors are kind of the go-to ones now. They're beating Intel on that. But as far as video cards, NVIDIA is still the one that everybody goes to for their Uber stuff. And they are ahead in some ways, but I mean, like I can look at a top-of-the-line NVIDIA card for $5,000 to $7,000, which is, it's a video card. I'm not going to spend that on a video card. Fuck that. That's insane. Or I can buy a top-end AMD card for $1,200, which is also expensive, but in comparison, it's peanuts. Okay, let's get some repairs here. Because I think we've taken enough engine damage that it's probably hurting things. What about fuel? I don't know if I have a lot of fuel left on this. Let's leave that. Yeah, if you're looking for a vehicle, I don't know, the gist is to try and get one that's 2015 or older. The Lexuses apparently are rating pretty high in that area for quality and stuff, but it's, I don't know, they kind of got us, because they're starting to screw with the parts availability for older cars, and now, you know, they're starting to legislate things where you can't have a certain car of a certain age. Okay, where's the next one? Oh, right up here. That's nothing. We think. Now the question is, that might be a bit of a pain in the ass. Let's try going around, back out. Actually, let's go up here. I think I'll have the fuel for this. Because yeah, the new cars are overly complicated. They make them impossible to work on. They are extremely expensive. See, that was dumb. There's nothing even there. Just bang. Oops. Sorry, scratch. There's just a whole lot of nope to the new cars. Seriously? Jesus Christ. Even entry-level vehicles are dumb, and the quality is terrible. The warranty, the recall stuff on new vehicles these days, even ones like Toyotas and stuff, is just nuts. Totally fucking nuts. They're just building a whole lot of crap. Very, very expensive crap. And then, of course, they're adding in things like, well, you gotta pay a subscription for your heated seats and bullshit. It's like crap. I have heated seats. I'm never gonna have to pay for those other than what I did when I bought the car. And it's been paid off, like... Uh-oh. I mean, I still pour money into it once in a while to fix certain things, like these brakes and stuff. But I did that a lot myself. The work. Well, I did all that work myself. The parts weren't super cheap, but compared to taking it to a dealer or something, yeah, I saved a ton of money. Okay, is this a job that I don't have yet? Oh, I don't. Alright. That'll be another thing I'll have to do. Look for anything I've missed before I can say I'm done. Luckily there's a spot where you can check the status of all the jobs and stuff, including the ones you haven't found. And then if I can't find them, I can always look up where they're at online. Cheating? Maybe. But it beats driving over the entire maps, you know, everywhere, looking for some stray job somewhere that I missed. And then there was a farming map a while back. There was a problem with a job there. You know, so if I'd been driving around looking, I never would have found it because it didn't exist. There was a glitch. You had to restart something to a different job and redo it, and then it was, the one I was looking for would show up. It was a glitch with that particular map. Luckily, this game is actually fairly bug-free. Yeah, after this job, I've got to call it. I washed up and stuff beforehand. I might do some streaming in the morning if I get up early enough. Usually I'll play games a little bit before I go to work. Usually have an hour to half an hour. If it's like closer to half an hour, I'll just play something and won't stream it. It's not worth it. If it's around an hour, I might stream it. Not that anybody's going to be watching it 4 in the morning or whenever the hell. Maybe on the other side of the planet. Well, looks like the fuel was okay. Okay. Just out of curiosity, where are we at? Okay, that's that job I just grabbed. What does that give me? Money. Wait a minute, did that give me a warehouse? Oh, it did too. Oh, fucking A. Good. Metal beams and stuff, so now I don't have to go to the other map to get them. Haha. I just had to do most of the jobs on this map to get to there, which is kind of retarded, but whatever. Let's have a quick peek at these. Okay, that just gives me money. Ski resort, don't care. This one's all done. Watchtowers, I don't care. Don't care. Money. 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 Alright, so there's no more bridges or warehouses or anything. So now it just wants me to visit these spots. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to use him to do that. That's a little more off-roady than I think he's happy with. Although he could probably do it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll bring a scout in and we'll do them. It says to use a scout. Got one over here, it looks like. Nope. Those look like similar to the scout icon. There's one. That's that Chev. He's not very good. You know what I could do? Do I have that other? There are 2 scouts on this map that you pick up. This is one of them. He's not bad, actually. The other one, this guy. He's typical. But these guys are the ones I was talking about. These are the Uber Scouts. One of the best vehicles in the game. You can even tow like big trailers and shit with this thing. Not too much trouble. Although you have to use a winch, you can't actually connect any trailers with it. That's kind of a downside, but other than that, yeah, they can get through anything, almost anything. They don't like rocks and ice, but every other terrain, pretty much unbeatable. But this guy's new. Might be worth taking him out. But that'll be for next time. So, this time I'm going to head to the main menu. Not exit the game. I don't know why that crashed things last time. I don't know what happened there. It was weird. But, yeah, that's that. So I'm going to close her down and might be back tomorrow morning. We'll see. Anywho, I'll see all you guys later.